is this? Where did that come from?
Well, Nana, one of our viewers, has opened up a knitting shop or crocheting shop. Oops, I almost insulted all crafters everywhere.
And
I
are you
commissioned a
backwards?
little hat.
Is the camera backwards or
The
like
camera's
what?
backwards. Yeah.
Okay, because I was about to be like, is it inside out or okay? But
No,
it's
no,
just
the camera's backwards. But
Okay,
it should
reverse it
theoretically
first.
say okay.
People could see it.
Yeah. But yeah, good morning. Happy
Happy
New
New
Year.
Year.
Oh, thanks for joining us. IQ31300. Oh my gosh, I not only know who you are, but I cannot recall your other username
I was
at
about to
this
say
hour.
dox them. Oh, God.
I know, doxing everybody for New Year.
Christin, our favorite tech bro in a lab shakes that I haven't found one that like I can tolerate better than this. That isn't the Fairlife protein ones, but they changed something about their formula or their packaging, and they have these like little artifacts. Like while it's in shipping, the liquid gets between the lid and the thing, and it like solidifies, and you just get these little things. I'm not a fan.
Oh gosh, you should tell them that's a product defect, and they would want to know.
It's not my problem.
Yeah,
I mean, it is literally my problem, I guess.
Well, I guess you have to depend on someone else being more of a, actually and reporting to the customer service.
Yeah, no. I mean, like it's just such a pain going through those channels. And have you ever reported something and then they weren't receptive to it?
Hello. I mean, that's everything, right?
Yeah. I mean, like I basically am of the camp of, hey, if you can't figure it out, you know, you deserve to lose sales or whatever, you know, even if it would directly benefit me if you fixed it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm trying to let everyone know that we are live right now.
Oh, gosh. I'm trying to match. I got to sit up straighter so I can match your height.
Right. I've given myself some artificial height, kind of like a Pope hat.
Yeah. Like a what? A Pope hat?
Yeah.
Sam, well, good to see you. Isis.
Oh, hey everyone.
Oh, I did.
It's definitely not on the West Coast.
In other drink news, I bought more Celsius, and I unfortunately fell for the fizz-free ones, and it's just like aggressive juice. Without the fizz, I just can't. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're having an early start, Sam, for the new year.
Yeah, we're switching it up, trying to be all we can be.
Yeah. So yeah, we're besides aggressive juice, which is exactly what I want.
Yeah, it's aggressive juice.
We're going to talk about the topic of starting. So that's something that I guess we all follow the Gregorian calendar, have magically decided that if the number of the year go up, it will all magically change and be a new segment of time that we should renew our vows to ourselves.
I mean, I don't know if I believe that. I think, like, obviously, rhythm.
Did you not have a single New Year's resolution?
No.
Oh, really? Like, not even for January, I will now start XYZ.
No, I like. One, you know that I'm reflexively anti a thing that everybody acts like you should do. But I appreciate the opportunity to rhythmically check in with yourself. If New Year is a time that works for you, awesome. I do think holistically about like the year and things I want to do during the year, but I don't have this year I'm going to do this different because it's this year approach to it. Oh. And maybe I'm not like other girlsing the exact same thing that you're saying. But the difference in the mental framing is important to me because one, I don't want to do things that I don't want to continue to do in the following years. And so like a New Year's resolution framing to me implies that you might not do it in the future. And I don't know. I feel like I'm in a phase of life where I'm changing those types of things almost every month. And so and so like the this year I'm doing this framing just doesn't really work for me right now.
Got it. Yeah, for sure. Same here. I'm like, I already do like monthly reviews, so
Yeah.
adding a yearly doesn't really help. And also, yeah. So something I've been trying to do now with my friends, instead of bugging them to be like, "What's your New Year's resolution?" Which I think is an interesting question to ask anyway. I'm very revealing because depending on what answer they give. But I've been asking them, "What's
How?
your New
How?
Year absolution? Like, what are you planning to not do this year?"
I think I
Or
disagree
like
that
to
that's
not
not a
have
resolution.
expectations around.
Tori, thanks for popping in. Appreciate that
Yeah.
a lot. But sorry,
Oh,
I'm
thank
being
you.
argumentative. Can you
Like
say?
something that. Oh, go on.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say that. Like, what is something that has been a burden because you keep wanting to do it every year, you keep like not doing it every year, so it's time to just give up.
So I have a couple emails.
Uh-huh.
So I it hurts my heart to give up on things, which
Mm-hmm.
is perhaps one of my biggest anchors that I carry around is I really don't like quitting or giving up, even if the final action that's best for it is quitting or giving up on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so the way that I've been tricking myself into doing those things that I want to give up is by saying you have to make a decision about it. And, saying I'm going to deal with it in 6 months is not a decision about it. That's a delay of a decision. And so before I dive super deep into that, self gaslighting, can you explain what you mean by what is revealing about people? And I'm going to fix my background because like the lighting is killing me.
Oh, okay. We've been right before we started the show, we were debating about God's light versus the studio light, and how it's making Cameron look like he's singing in the dark. Like for example, right? You gave me a very argumentative answer of like, I already have goals, and therefore I don't need this resolution. I mean, isn't that
Yeah.
super revealing about how you think about things? So yeah, and then like some of my friends completely ignore my question, which I think is also revealing that I don't want to talk about that. I'm like, okay, noted. I would never ask
Wait.
again.
No, okay. So you keep saying it's revealing and you're not saying what it is revealing. I want to understand what's revealing.
I think it's revealing like how you plan your life. Like, are you the kind of person who likes the common man's ritual, or woman or non-binary, like the common human ritual of
Yeah.
declaring something when the New Year ball drops, or are you like tired of it because we're all tired of it in 2026 and deciding that that's not really a thing anymore that we can do and pressure ourselves with.
Okay.
um
Okay.
yeah,
So
you have your own weird little system that you made up, which you and I both have.
yeah. What's up, Mona Lisa? Thanks for dropping in.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't think I understand, or maybe I do understand. Let me say back what you said at you. Okay. So if you do have a New Year's resolution that says something, and the something is that you're probably pretty chill and easygoing.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have a resolution
Yeah.
and you were just like whatever about it, I just didn't do one.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're just kind of in your own world.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a visceral reaction like me, it means you're very not like other girlsy.
Yeah. And he just added, Cameron's reaction was revealing. He doesn't like doing what other people do, like you mentioned. It's like
Yeah.
the do you like soup question.
Wait, no. What's the do you like soup question?
I don't know. He says, please explain that one. Did we talk about soup? And then
What?
they have a bad reaction to soup. That sounds about right, actually.
Oh, so I have a couple hot takes about soup.
Mhm.
Hot. Mnemonic, what's
Oh,
up?
I think that is JRF.
Why are you doxing people? Just kidding. What's up, JRF?
Oh,
Okay.
yes, a very doxing set of initials.
Okay. So wait, do you have any hot takes about soup?
I love them to an inordinate degree.
What
So
about
I
cold
don't I
soup?
don't know whether that's a hot take or not.
Do you like cold soup?
But I think they might be bad for mewing reasons. Okay, maybe that's the hot take.
Wait.
Like so.
Wait. First of
I
all,
love soup, but I think it's making my jaw rounder because I'm not chewing enough.
I thought you were a science person, Kristen.
I don't know, like, but isn't it science? Okay, is it no longer sciencey to be like, yeah, but you develop your the muscle you use gets developed, and if you're not chewing enough, then you don't have as much of a defined jawline. This is okay. Yeah,
I'm
this is no
aghast.
science. I don't know. I'm proposing or asking this question.
I'm aghast right now because we both know that this is a bone. This is your mandible. We both know that.
Wait, okay, that's baseline, right? That's the bone. Yes. So if you look like Cillian Murphy, you're gonna look at Cillian Murphy's son. Like it looks like a little baby Cillian Murphy. Like that's
Yeah.
set, right?
You
But for the
can't.
rest of us, can you augment with muscle development? I don't know.
I mean, I think you can reveal whatever your natural jawline is with losing like fat and reducing the amount of like body fat you have. But besides that, I don't think so. I mean, okay, actually, not entirely true. The
See, Isis is citing a book at us.
I don't. Insane. Whether or not
Jaws: the story of a hidden epidemic, which sounds like another like sharks movie sequence.
Yeah, no, I mean, Christin does have the Manosphere brand right. We talk about this a lot.
We have talked about this. You would think that it's Cameron, but
No,
it's actually me. I'm actually Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Christin Rogan. And also, Christin, I don't know if you saw, but your hat's benevolent creator is in the chat. So thanks for dropping by.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes,
Okay.
I'm rocking it.
But to any teenage boys watching this, you don't need to be mewing to fix your jawline, because guess what? There's going to be, like, even if it gets to where you want it to be, there's going to be another thing to make you feel bad about, whether it's having like big nipples or whatever. Like there's always another thing to be insecure about. So just get off the train while you can.
Yes. And yes, Nana made the hat. Please visit Nana's shop in order to, I have
What's the link?
Okay, let's see here. Nana's Crochet Heaven. Please visit. Okay, this is going to be a little bit tricky to read. It's on Instagram, _ Nana's Crochet Heaven. Haven. I'm not saying it right.
Sorry,
I'm Snapchat, YSFW _ Nana. And there's also a WhatsApp number that I would not read out on the chat.
Yeah, hell yeah. Also Mnemonic JRF, shout out Big Nips crew. I hear you. Okay. Soup, though.
What's your favorite soup?
I'm a big lobster bisque maxi.
Oh, I mean not stereotype where you live, but
yeah,
that sounds about right.
You know, but okay, so here's what I'm not a fan of about soup. I don't like stuff in my soup that much. Like, I think you can have a little bit for texture, but if you got a whole bunch of soup in it, and unfortunately this does kind of go for ramen for me, I would much rather get the broth and the stuff separately and then kind of like do my own, build your own mouthful.
Like a Sukemen sort of situation?
I mean, I'm assuming whatever you said makes sense, but I don't know what that is.
Oh, do you mean like on your own spoon? You'll be like fishing at the noodle, and you'll be like, I would like one noodle. This is not weird at all.
Well, first of all, I eat noodles with a fork. Second of all, I mean, I think they're asking broth, soup, bisque. Are they the same thing? No, they're not the same thing. Like, all of them are the category. Broths and bisques are soups, but you know what I mean? Like, not all soups are bisques. It's a categorization.
I think this is ripe as an opportunity for a new infographic / one-use website with 3D rotating objects.
Yeah. There's a really good one on Hacker News about light and shadow. I thought I dropped it in our Discord, but I don't know for sure. But anyway,
I saw it.
The soup thing bothers me because I'm too messy. If I'm eating a colored soup,
is there anything on your shirt?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe I just have pig genetics.
Did you not go to finishing school?
I did go to Cotillion. I grew up in the South, and I went to Cotillion
too.
Yeah.
Isn't soup drinking actually a thing you went to school for?
I mean, technically yes, But also, all of those soups are just liquid.
Yeah, and then do they tell you to like do? This is so prissy. Like you spoon away from yourself instead of towards
I
to
think that was the thing that
soups,
we learned. Yeah.
and you're only allowed to tilt it only for the very last few spoons or something.
Yeah. I mean, did you go to Cotillion or where's
No,
this knowledge from?
I read the Emily Post etiquette book or something.
Okay.
No, I don't know. This is so terrible, but I remember once at work, someone did complain that I'm slurping too loud
Wah,
when
wah.
I'm eating my lunch. And I realized that yeah, because in Asia we just don't care.
Yeah, no, that is gross.
And y'all misphonia people are just complaining.
Yeah, shout out to my neuro D's, dude. I can't handle the
Oh, but that's the essence of soup drinking.
yes,
So I
and
can
it is
see
a
that's where the
nightmare.
divide is maybe.
My brother and I would get into fist fights because he would chew with his mouth open, and it would just like, and I just,
But that makes the food taste better.
I mean, sucks for him, man. The
But the other like solution I found is to put soup in a cup and to drink it like a coffee.
I can't do that in public.
Well, no, you can't.
But yeah, the last soup take because I don't want this to be a soup episode. The cold soup, yay or nay?
Ugh, rarely. It's not something I particularly like
What
a
is,
gazpacho kind of thing, right?
yeah, yeah. The I'm not a
I don't like cold food.
gazpacho. Honestly, I'm not like a ceviche either, which is
Mhm.
basically like cold fish soup on a plate.
It has to be done well. I've had it done like extremely well in Colombia, which it's almost like a sashimi with a little bit of sauce if it's done super well.
Is it a sauce if it's just like soup? Is
It's
more
called
or less
like
viscous?
leche de la tigre, tiger's milk, in in Colombia, like the little juice.
Kristen, I'm not asking you about your fetishes. No, hold on. I have a question. Viscous. If something is viscous, does it move slow or fast?
Is this one of those like inflammable things?
No, it's definitely not. Because inflammable and flammable are the same thing, and viscous and not viscous are not the same thing,
Uh,
right?
to me, it moves like slow for liquid and fast for solid.
Yeah. So syrup is more viscous than water.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta look that up before we clip it, or else the internet's gonna dogpile.
Well,
Okay,
that's great. There'll be more comments.
we'll figure it out later.
Yeah. But why do you
What?
ask? A
Why
soup
are we
viscous?
talking about soup? We're talking
Well,
about starting.
we're not talking about soups anymore. We're now talking about Newtonian versus non-Newtonian fluids or something.
Yeah, that
We
video.
moved on.
Do you remember that video that took over YouTube in like 2009 of the dude slapping a bucket of liquid and then running across it?
I don't remember. You need to post it on the Discord.
All right. Let me. Okay.
Is it one of
Example-
those like cornstarch liquids or normal?
Yeah. Talk about starting.
Oh, so we were talking about New Year's resolution. I'm still not over the jawline thing because okay, so Isis and I and a few friends have been talking about this new water bottle design that's supposed to train your jawline by being really hard to suck on, and it's supposed to be good for snoring. They are like FDA cleared or something. And like the idea is that you develop the muscles in your swallowing, and that helps with preventing sleep apnea. And like one person I know like has been using it and liking it, though like very dubious as to whether it actually even help with snoring or not. So I do think like jaw muscle development is important.
I
And
feel like
soup
it's one of those.
prevents that a little bit.
I feel like it's one of those things where people want to be in shape, and the answer is painfully straightforward, which is exercise more, especially in ways that spur muscle growth, and
And not
eat a
deal with the
lower
micro
calorie
muscles in your
diet.
mouth.
Yeah, like it's hyper focusing on the edge part of it when the bulk of the reward will come from just doing the boring painful thing.
Okay, apparently, okay, banger only endorses starting strength. Only 5x5s of
I mean, I think
barbell exercises.
unless you've done that for a few years, the other stuff just isn't worth your time.
Fine.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I want to be able to play piano, but you haven't like sat down at a piano yet. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Well, it's fun to read about piano theory. For
chat's asking
starting,
about exercising throats, dude. We're so chopped for this year.
so for like starting something new, do you like to have a new ritual to spur the moment?
I'm in the year of just as little friction between impulse and action as possible. I am a sucker for ritual and routine and prep and having things be exactly the way that it needs to go because I liking a process, and that has really hindered me, one, in the quantity of things that I can do, but also it allows me to run out of time to do, like, to eat the frogs I don't want to eat. And so I've actually had a lot of success this year in the 9 days that it's been in just full left curving it and being like, okay, I need to do this thing. Open the document before I can think about it. And, you know, it doesn't
like
always.
doing that or not doing that?
Wait, what do you mean?
Opening a document before you can think about it, like doing that or not doing that?
So one of the things that I really didn't want to do is come up with kind of a new budget for the year, because it means, oh, I don't get to, do the things that I would have just done without thinking with money. It's not gratuitous, but it's like, okay, do I get takeout less? Do I need to get takeout less? Do I need to do this less? Nothing that's going to kill me, just like, okay, I should be more reasonable, especially if I want to do X, Y, and Z in terms of like other goals in my life. And it's really easy for me to be like, oh, I need to tidy my desk first, because it's a clear space means a clear mind. And so if I tidy my desk and then I organize all of this and then I organize my to-do list and then I go through my emails so that my inbox is zero, then I can do the financial model I don't want to do without any distractions. Well, a few days of organizing instead of doing the thing I don't want to do later, and I haven't actually done any of the important things. And so I'm trying to just start before I can realize I'm starting. Some of that involves opening the document the night before, so it's a lot easier to open it and have it on my computer than it is to sit down on my desk and open it for some reason. Other things that I'm doing is, especially with physical space stuff, like one of the things that I've had on my to-do list for months is to go through and get rid of everything in my closet that just like straight up doesn't fit anymore, because I've gained mostly muscle mass in the past like year or two, and I just can't fit in a lot of stuff. But the act of, okay, putting this on, does this fit? Intermix with like body dysmorphia crap. It's like, oh, is this a... Like that was just a thing that I was avoiding. And so now what I do is, if I'm like, for example, the closet, I was just walking by it one day and had the impulse of like, hey, I should try on some of that stuff. And then instead of doing whatever I was going to do, I procrastinated that thing with that thing. And so I'm trying to do that productive procrastination aspect of it too. Just kind of like leaning into some of my destructive behaviors to help me, to trick myself, basically.
So you're bouncing from one productive task to another.
Yeah. Sometimes it works out the way that I want. Sometimes it doesn't. Right now I'm in the middle of going through. So I saved all of my old business school case documents because they give you a printed out version of all of them.
Oh.
And so, I got James Madison and the federal negative and the founding of the Constitution. where it goes into some of the economic logic about the Constitution. Turns out it was a
You
lot
learned
about
that?
property rights.
Wow.
What was that?
I was expecting a case on Southwest Airlines and whether it was more economical to now have assigned seating, that kind of case.
Well, okay, so there's actually an interesting case about Southwest Airlines
Mm-hmm.
because airlines either use a hub and spoke model or kind
Mm-hmm.
of like a point to point, and I
Yeah.
think Southwest uses like a cascading model like that, where it's not just like go to the hub and away from the hub, and there's pros and cons, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if the hub is really good for replacing flights that get delayed because you just throw in another like flight because it's the hub, or throw in another airplane. Cascading flights are more efficient in some ways, but if there's a delay, it cascades through the whole system.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
And so sometimes if you're delayed, it's because that airline doesn't have the reserve that it potentially could have.
It sounds like their style, though. They've
Yeah.
always been a little bit more of a just-in-time kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like, well, I didn't realize that you guys had to learn economic models of the Constitution.
Yeah. And so, obviously there's a little bit of Cameron bias in here because, of course, I took the classes on the big macro thinking about how the financial world developed
Oh.
instead
So
of
it
like.
wasn't like a requirement, it was an elective kind of thing.
So this one was, and so in your first year, there's a semester of business, government, and international economics.
Mm-hmm.
And so that case it's a lot of oil pipelines. It's a lot of, at that time it was 2019. And so you could still have discussions about colonization and it'd be like, take it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, so you do some of that. What's interesting about the Constitution case, and one of the reasons why I kept it, is because part of the really important, part of the reason why the rich landowners really wanted a constitution was to enshrine property rights in a way that wasn't necessarily respected when you're a colony. Specifically, the property rights of like owning slaves and stuff. And so
What do you mean it's not like Hamilton, the musical?
but so like American history is economic history to a degree, and so it's just really interesting to see that play out. Especially when there's a lot of people that like to talk about these things in separate lanes. But especially when you think about the progenitors of the Constitution and who they were, of course they cared about business topics and principles when they're crafting the country's founding document. And a lot of it is good ideas, but a lot of it is convenient ideas too. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But so I have a problem of throwing away, like it hurts my heart to throw away good knowledge.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so speaking of the decluttering and our like scissor statement divide,
Yeah.
in my spare time, I started compiling a list of things I want to declutter again for this year.
Yeah.
I did put books on there, but I was thinking about you and how horrifying that is.
It's tough. It's tough.
But it's sort of one of those things where it's like, maybe I'm a bit too all or nothing about this, but I'm like, well, I might as well just have all ebooks then. For example, in the past 2 weeks, I was on a road trip, right?
Yeah.
And like a lot of like living out the car and things like that. And that's why I really test is like a lot of my minimalism thing ideas, because if I have one more thing in the car, I literally can't turn. There's no place to sleep. So I like how my friend Ash popped in just in time to say, don't do it, not the books, because I know she went through a phase of decluttering books and regretting it. So she's trying to warn me, like the ghost of Christmas past.
I like ebooks. I think that in some ways they are a fundamentally better technology than physical books. Mm-hmm. But just because something is more efficient doesn't necessarily make it like universally better. Like I do think that there is something in our monkey brains that takes holding a physical thing with knowledge in it more seriously than the capricious, flittering, floats away on the wind knowledge that comes on a screen.
Right. That's true. And then yeah, there's this other movement now of cyber celibacy where we're going all physical objects
Yeah.
and all of that. But I think what would have been convenient is if I have an ebook version of all my books so that I
Yes,
have both.
that would be convenient, and I think would be the fairest way to sell physical books. But we live in a society.
Yeah. But for that case though, are you thinking about is it just loose piece of paper? Like, do you want to like bind it or anything?
So I have it in a binder. I took it out to show you.
Oh, okay.
And so what I really wanted to do is, so I had a tote bin full of cases. So like just like full of them in binders, but still, you know, I had like 10 binders of cases. And so yesterday I went
Binders
through,
full of cases.
yeah, and you know, obviously I haven't opened any of them except like one or two in the past 6 years since I graduated. And which is proof that it's not really adding a ton of value to my
One or two
existence.
is really good, like not zero.
1 or 2 in 6 years is really good.
Yeah, like not complete neglect.
I mean, yeah, sure. The it's effectively a 0% access rate. And so but I hear you, like 1 or 2 uses. But so I went through and I've gotten rid of about half of them. And, you know, now I'm using the rationalization of, oh, one day, like if I was a teenager and my dad had this book, this like box full of knowledge from Harvard, like I would probably peruse it. And so now that's my cope is, oh, I'll save, like these are the ones I'm going to save for Teddy and or will make good YouTube video fodder. So that's the other cope that I have.
I'm waiting for Teddy to grow up and have his own weird little stream with his friend.
I mean, he's gonna.
But there what are like all this weird stuff right now? Why did you say that?
I mean, great. If it makes great content, I would love it. No, I mean he's gonna be the normiest of the norm.
I know, right?
It's
oh
gonna
my
be
God.
like I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what rebelling against me looks like.
What? Okay, so yeah, what would be like your worst like nightmare of a rebellion?
I mean,
That's funny.
I truly don't think that I have a worst nightmare because the act of rebellion is inherently enjoyable for me.
Oh,
You know what I
actually,
mean?
no. Your worst nightmare is that he turns out really preppy.
Well, yes, that's like the closest that it comes to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even then, it wouldn't be that bad because it'd be like, okay, he wants to be his own person.
Right. And he like only likes the most whatever the equivalent of the most mainstream things are in the future.
I mean, maybe my nightmare would be if he wants to assimilate fully into the collective consciousness, and that's it.
Oh, that'll make a good
burped through my
Krazam
nose.
skit.
Krazamski, yeah, that'd be funny. Kristen. Okay, so we talked about. I mean, I can talk more about the things that I'm doing a little bit differently this year. But what are you doing, if anything?
This year I feel like they know what I'm doing. You're gonna laugh. So my friends noticed already. I'm trying to be chill this year.
Press X to doubt.
Ah! Okay, yeah, that was Johan's reaction too. So it's a collective like household like wish is to be more chill. Yeah, and it's
What does that
exactly
mean?
it's like press X to doubt, right? It's like so hard for someone like me to do it, and therefore I find it a worthy challenge.
No, but like, what does that mean though? Like, are you waking bacon every day? Like, what does that mean?
This explains a lot. No, I think they're like okay. So usually, if I like think about like a project, for instance, right, I would like think about it, and then I'll think about it, and then I will have like this endless neurosis of thinking about it, like kind of like the meme with the panels where eventually the person's just like thinking about it, thinking about it, and then goes insane. Yeah, I'm just trying not to do that.
So how much do you think about it?
I mean, I think maybe like 2 times, but not like 10 times.
But how do you stop?
I remind myself, remember the thing where you said you're gonna be chill, and I go, all right, okay. No, I think okay. So the key, right?
Yeah.
Which I'm working on, is I'm distracted by this like
Bot.
Twitch spot right now. Is okay. Why am I not chill? I'm not chill because I'm afraid of making mistakes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, therefore I have to allow mistakes to happen. Like
Okay.
that is my biggest thing this year. Is like I'm just allowing mistakes to happen, which I think that's something like really ironic because I'm 100% sure in my attempt to prevent mistakes, I actually cause more mistakes. You know, you've seen it happen all the time.
I mean, sorry, continue. I have thoughts, but I continue.
Yeah, like for example, like if I'm trying to, like you and I like have conversations where I'm like, oh, I'm mad about this because I think if we do X Y Z, that'll be bad. And in a way, me being mad at it was even worse. So like it's like these kind of scenarios where like I become over fixated on what I declare a problem to be and not realize that I cause like other weird ass problems all the way down.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
I'm trying to like not label something and be so certain that the thing I'm trying to prevent is the problem, therefore I need to be neurotic and not chill about it. Like
Okay.
that's the only thing I'm changing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot
It's
of
very
layers in
abstract,
that,
I know.
though.
Huh?
There's a lot of layers in that, though.
Yeah, and it's not easy, and I forget all the time, but so far so good.
So okay, so let me word vomit about that for a second. So we obviously have gone through cycles of Christin is trying to prevent like you call it a mistake. I think sometimes you try to prevent a suboptimal outcome.
Yeah.
And so preventing a suboptimal outcome is actually different than trying to make the best possible outcome. There's a little bit of I mean, it's like it's an avoidance as opposed to it's like a negation instead of a creation.
Correct. And a aversion is what we call in Buddhism.
A what?
Aversion.
Aversion. Yeah.
So there's like usually there is like greed versus aversion, like towards in a way, and delusion where you just like often.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. There's like greed and then anti-greed, which is also destructive in its own way. That's interesting. Aversion is anti-greed, right?
Yeah, it's like what you said, like you really don't want something.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna write that. Okay, but so you have this aversion to a thing, which is
and then I have aversion to my own aversion, which is usually actually what causes my own suffering. It's not the first aversion; it's the second aversion.
It like kicks off this cascade. This
like
anxiety.
This Airlines model.
Yeah, very much so. And so the cascade ends up causing you either to end up doing an action that's like you're the deer inside of a convenience store and you're just like kicking a bunch of shelves, or you end up not being able to do anything at all because all of your moves end up in your brain making it worse sometimes.
Yeah. Then I'm just frozen, right?
And it's like a doom. It's a frozen doom loop.
Yeah, and it's also not very flexible because then if the next thing doesn't turn out the way I want to, then my whole system already is screwed. Again, it's not a great system.
It proves that the aversion was actually the right move.
Yeah.
I think the big thing that is kind of missed by living in this doom loop is that the way you end up making things that you're proud of is like, well, one, it's a mindset shift in general. But two, it's by doing enough trials that the thing that you do without thinking is high quality.
Without enough can you repeat what you just said? What?
The only way to make consistently good things is to have made enough bad things to understand
the whole, like,
intuitively
pottery,
how to make good things.
You need to make bad pots.
Yeah. And like behind every good pot is 1,000 bad pots.
Right. Exactly. So also limited number of things I can, attempts.
And an aversion focused approach to things just constrains the amount of attempts you're going to make on stuff, just, either frictionally where you have these micro hesitations, or in a macro sense of you just like, hey, I'm not even going to try because I'm going to screw it up, which is like a very former gifted kid, good grade kid
Right.
mentality.
Yeah, and I think okay, and then we explore like why am I afraid of making mistakes? It's because I'm afraid that then it's my fault. Then there's this whole like attribution of fault of how like why do bad things happen? Why do good things happen?
Yeah.
And like maybe like allowing more space for actually because of like the laws of thermodynamics. Let's not even call it karma. Like everything that happens in the next moment, I did not singularly cause it.
Yeah, it's a butterfly's fault.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's sort of like these sort of things where I'm like, okay, I need to allow for everything else in the world to also be participating and not to like attribute everything to my singular fault, which is my normal tendency.
I mean, obviously that's an ego problem too.
Right, exactly. But it's like a very sad, like not even a fun kind of narcissistic ego,
Yeah.
but yeah, it is the inverse kind of narcissistic ego.
So I'll say the same problem, because the reason why my closet wasn't, I called it reset closet, was the name of that task. The reason why the closet wasn't reset, the reason why the financial model wasn't done, the reason why my bookshelf wasn't set up the way that I wanted it to, was also aversion. But the thing that kills me is accumulating open loops. And so I take this instinct of, hey, it's all my fault, which when you accrue enough of those, you end up freezing, or at least I end up freezing and you end up freezing. And so for me, the thing that has helped me start to like get out of this frozen loop is closing some of these loops. Because if you think about, I mean, I guess the Zoomers don't defragment their discs anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
But don't know the analogy.
But so if you think about defragging your discs and like reorganizing all of your empty space on your hard drives, like for me, closing the tiniest loop, even if it's something, as stupid as put the roll of paper towels that's on the floor onto a paper towel like holder, which is a thing that is on my to-do list that I haven't done. It frees up, 0.1% of my working capacity in my brain that's like ambiently always doing everything. And so, I mean, it's part of the reason why like decluttering your desk can help you, feel better about doing stuff productively. But for me, I have these long running open loops, and the more that I close them, the more that I end up closing. And so it's like this task momentum that cascades in a positive way for me. And obviously getting the first one done is kind of the hardest part, but doing those, like having the document open the night before so you don't have to do that initial first task in the morning, or like honestly, even just like having a couple of beers and going at the task, just because it doesn't need to be done well, it just needs to be done. like those are the kinds of things that are starting to work for me. And we haven't talked since I went on my Factorio binge, but
I have been observing that on Discord.
so I
and I tried to download the demo, but I already got tired from watching the trailer, so I already got my fix. I was like, I get it. Oh, and thanks for joining us, OX Megan.
Wow.
Happy New Year.
So the thing is, there's only one task in Factorio, and it's grow the factory.
Yes.
Everything else flows from that. And so not having all of these, like having everything be oriented towards the one thing the factory must grow, has been...
Well, I think here's the alarming thing, right? Because I saw that you had posted a ChatGPT analysis of why is Factorial so satisfying to your brain. Yeah. And I was thinking, well, no duh, but also I was thinking, like, well, that's how people who are like really financially driven, I think that's how their brain works. It's like, it's very straightforward. Like money is actually probably one of the most straightforward things that can apply in a very factorial kind of way. I think like Warren Buffett types think in this way. But
Yeah, I
the
mean,
thing
it
is that
answers all
because
your
you and I
questions.
like abstract things, like creative projects don't work like Factorio, I don't think. Um, so it's not as
I
like
fuck
it
with you.
can, and I think you can design systems to make it work kind of like it, but because by its very nature it's not as straightforward, it makes it much harder.
So, okay, so the thing with creative stuff is it works if you believe your one true purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work if you're balancing two.
Yes, because it purifies it and
Yeah.
makes it more Factorio like.
And so if you want to take a Factorio approach or a, we'll call it like hyper-capitalist approach because it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And your one true metric is basically what it is like, is the factory growing is the metric.
Yeah.
And the metric for making stuff could be, does this reach a bajillion people? Right? Or like,
Mm-hmm.
I need this to reach more people.
Mm-hmm.
That one true metric goal is probably in direct conflict to the other goal that is often unstated that a lot of creative types have, which is, I want to feel good about this thing that I've made.
Yeah.
And so it's like the tension between those two things that make the Factorio hypercapitalism approach to making a creative thing
Mm-hmm.
not as easy as you would like it to be, because you want the thing that nourishes
Can I ask an
you.
aside question?
Yeah,
In
yeah, yeah.
Factorio, the game, does the character whoever you play get any satisfaction out of whatever that's being made? Like, is that what is being made?
The
Actually, I wasn't
character
clear to
is a
me.
vessel, but
Okay.
the character is trying to get off of a planet that they crashed on.
Right, right. And then
And so
what are they making? Oh, they're just trying to make
they're
resources.
making a rocket. And so you go from
Oh, okay.
crash landing on a planet to
Uh-huh.
making a rocket ship to get off the planet, and everything
Got
is
it.
in service to that.
Oh,
The
okay.
the bad guy
Oh,
characters, the bugs, the biters, they're one
uh-huh.
dimensional. They just exist to destroy your shit. The
Oh,
resources only exist to fuel your factory.
uh-huh.
Like it is the version of the world that was shown on television from 1960 to 1997, which is the good guys are good, the bad guys are bad,
Mm-hmm.
and progress is paramount.
Oh, okay.
And so it's not
Oh.
real. It's not real, but it is beautiful
I
and
didn't
simple.
realize that the beautiful deep fiction that lies behind Factorial. Oh, and
It's
Sam said, "You're calling me out, Cameron."
Yes, I am. I called you. I called you out of a conversation the other day, but I am calling you
Wait,
out.
which
I'm
part?
calling
Which
you
part?
out. Oh no, just Sam and I have been having discussions about like being an artist and doing things that you love and that nourish
Oh,
you, being in conflict with making money to sustain that life.
it is terrible when you were talking about like the whole Factorial thing. I did think about, oh yeah, but look at Sam and the candles, and then making an expansion of the candle factory. Like that seemed the most analogous to me.
The froth is right underneath.
Okay, okay. So, but like you and I often attempt to like try to make creative projects into little units, right? Where we can be a little bit more distant about it so we can crank it
Yeah.
out. Isn't that
Well,
our attempt to factorialize an art thing?
well, okay. So to put a bow on it, the fundamental conflict is that you want to make something that makes you feel good, but you
Hmm.
also have constraints of living in a society that costs money, and the thing that you make that feels good doesn't necessarily make you money.
Hmm.
And so, wait, what did you ask? I blacked out.
Right, which took me like a long time to realize and to
Yes.
exit out of like capitalism pill brain.
Yeah. I mean, it's well, hold on, but what would you ask? I completely forgot.
Oh, I think you gave a great good explanation, like
Okay.
of like why our creative and art projects cannot fit into a factorial like model of production.
Yeah, and so I've been trying, right?
I
Because
know that's why I'm like, but you have been trying, so I don't know what you're talking about.
and so it does help to quantize the units of what you do into discrete parts. And so I have a pretty great flow for writing my poetry. I have two input sources. I have two. Okay, so to really beat the crap out of Factorio as a metaphor for creating things, you have ore, you have assemblers, which take that ore and convert them into something else, and then you have mid-level assemblers, which take those things that were transformed from ore into something useful, like a sheet of metal or an iron rod or something like that. And there's like an intermediate step, and then eventually you make the thing that you want to make. And so some things can be directly made from the ore. Other things require like an intermediate step where you combine some other ingredients to get the final output. If I'm writing poems, and I don't do this in a, hey, I sit down and do step 1 and then step 2, step 3, but I do think about all of the steps as discrete parts of the process. And so to me, my ore is feeling a feeling and recording it in some way. And I only have two places where I build piles of ore. I have paper scraps, and then I have Apple Notes. And those are the two places where pieces or starts or threads, and sometimes like pretty close to full poems exist. But the flow from that piece of ore to it being out in the world, it's not close to being done, right? Because you have to make the thing, you have to polish the thing, and then you have to get it out in front of people. And so for me, I'm really focusing on the transition from the feeling to it being published. And I am gonna I guess my New Year's resolution, but like part of my plan for this year is to focus more, is to build processes for the distribution piece. So post-publishing, more people see it. But that I'm not worried about that right now. But so for me, going from feeling to scrap of paper to Apple Notes, well, I have an intermediate holding pile where I have all of my scraps of paper. And then when it's time to do like editing work, it goes from the scrap of paper pile to my code repository, which I've already built so that it's like very easy for me. Like I've solved all of the logistics problems of getting something onto my poetry site, littlefeelings.com.
Right.
And then I do my editing and revision as I get it into my code base. And so, I sit and reflect with the poem as I type it in. So I get one rep when I just type it in raw, and then I get another rep when I view it on the site in my like local development environment, and I just see it on the page and see if I feel anything different about it. And if I do, then I like modify it. And this is in the Factorio metaphor, like an assembler for it. Like one of the assemblers from the ore is this typing it in process. Another one is reviewing it on the local dev environment. And then when I publish that branch to the live website, there's a third one where I see it on the website and I'm like my final gut check. And then from there, the next part of the assembly process is including it in my probably monthly poetry update. And it just like, that's the next step of the assembly line of making the thing. And if I do those steps, I'm done with that poem. And for me, being done with that poem doesn't mean I can never revisit it again, but I get to reduce the cognitive load of feeling like I have an obligation to the piece of work.
I feel like this, if you're up for it, this whole thing is a whole essay. That's super interesting to me.
Yeah.
Right. And then like I can also share with my writing friends who I think will love it too. Yeah, and I've seen you do this like for the past like in last year, like building out the system, and I saw it from like the first baby factory or whatever you do in Factorio. It is like now a little bit longer pipeline, so that's super exciting.
Yeah. So my January bucket of things is making a version of that process for everything creative that I want to do. And so all of my energy can go towards one of the steps in the process instead of trying to figure out how to make the things that I want to make. Which is actually like, it's like really satisfying when the terrible and beautiful thing is how much relief I feel when I have a terrible V0 of a process.
Isn't that literally called building an MVP?
Yeah, but I mean, like for non-tech people, a minimum viable product is like the worst version of the thing that you could make that still accomplishes the goal that you want it to do.
Yeah.
And the reason why you build MVPs is because you're never going to actually learn the things you need to learn if the basic version of it isn't out in the world and other people can see it and interact with it, and customers tell you, hey, yeah, this does, do the thing I want it to do, but it's ugly or it feels bad or this part sucks. Mm-hmm. Building MVPs is an ego death process.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so hard.
It has to be embarrassing, right?
Yeah, it is the gap between the taste you have in your head of this beautiful thing that you wish existed and are trying to make exist, and your ability to exhibit that style in reality.
Right. Yeah. So I've been working on this pipeline as well.
Yeah.
Maybe more on the other end, actually, the distribution end, because I made the decision to exit out of Substack and switch to running my own email server, which has been a nightmare.
Yeah. It sounds bad.
Yeah, but however, I'm using Button Down, and I'm even paying through the nose for it because I suspect they can help me with the domain reputation issue. They have little systems for that. Mm-hmm. So my goal is to use them, and then then hopefully that will give me some independence once my domain can actually send mail more reliably. But for now, I'm leaning on their special domain as well.
Keep us posted.
But my hope is that this helps me have a better pipeline for sending newsletters, because that's been something I haven't been really great about, is doing that. And with Button Down, you can even this is not sponsored. You can even just send it through your email, into a plain text, and it turns that into a newsletter. So I like that idea of keeping it super casual and no craft, just be okay banger this week, so that there's a more reliable light stream of things I can send to people. Mm-hmm. And then the majority of my and then also keep it short, and then be kind of like Derek Sievers, be okay, if you want to read more, come to my website, and then have most of my actual writing be on the website, where very similar to you, I have a whole Git control thing where I'm fixing things up as I'm uploading it, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's one of my big aversion unfinished open loop things is my hub page, is what I call it. Mm-hmm. And really sitting with it, the reason why I don't want to finish my hub page is because it's kind of it's a commitment to a public facing self, and it feels bad to collapse what you feel is a fascinating, multifaceted, nuanced person into a quip.
Can we just call them all drafts?
Yeah, that is the self-gaslighting.
Or whatever they call it in Factorio.
Yeah, I think the metaphor gets a little strained there because all of the things that make other things are preset. Mm-hmm. And so what an assembler is, what a oil, what a chemical. But
if you're playing the game for the first time, do you know what the next things are? You don't, right?
If you're playing the game for the first time and you skipped the tutorial, when you hover over the assembler, it tells you what can go in it.
Oh, okay. So you know what the next steps are, but you cannot preview I don't know at this point what's needed to build Rocket, right?
Yeah, you can look at the tech tree. And it might not be fully revealed, but enough of it is revealed that you can plan ahead from zero.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The
real world, the fog of war is much larger.
Yeah. My rule of thumb is anything that touches something that represents, or at least in my brain represents, partially my identity. Mm-hmm. It's more likely than not I'm going to fall into the trap of overthinking it.
Yeah.
And so, obviously step 0 of solving a problem is awareness of the problem. I'm working through steps 1 and 2.
Step 0. Who wants to do that? Boring.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks
Facing
for
your
joining
demons.
us, everyone.
Woo! Shout out. Good
Yeah.
first day back. Thanks everybody for dropping in.
Yeah.
Thanks for making the hat for Christin.
And then we'll see you all next week, same time.
Adios.
Take care.